Cinderella Chats. I'm your host, Cinderella Field. Yes, that's really my name, along with your co-host, Sandy Hunter. We are so excited to be here to share some insight about life, love, and relationships. So let's get to it. Good morning, Sandy. How are you?
Good morning. Well, I've felt better. I want to put a little quick disclaimer out there. If I sound strange, I have bronchitis for the last 3 or 4 days. So if I sound a little hoarse, I'm sorry. I apologize. It sounds worse than what it is.
Well, at times it does get bad. I mean, I've heard it.
Yeah.
Yes. And so we're feeding her tea.
I've got this wonderful warm elderberry tea. And it's supposed to help my immune system that Cinderella fixed for me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And speaking of elderberry, and just, tis the season, not just for Merry Christmas, but flu season, cold season, right. Staying inside, germ season, right?
Absolutely.
And so one of the things that I told Sandy this morning at breakfast, we haven't been able to go to breakfast in a long time, right? What seems like a long time to us because
we're used to doing it all the time.
Yes, but we haven't been able to do it just because of life things that happen.
Sure.
So, and time and the season and all that good stuff. But I think it's really important for Sandy and I to just... We were sitting at breakfast just talking about going forward and what our goals are for 2024.
I know,
Can you believe it's going to be 2024?
It seems
crazy.
Like people were just stashing water and stashing food for 2000. Remember we were all waiting breathlessly on New Year's Eve night, 1999.
For the world to end?
Yes.
And it didn't, did it?
It didn't.
And
here
the computers to fall apart.
Yeah,
and
23 years later, we're still here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but yes, I think Cinderella and I talked about going forward to things that we want to talk about in 2024. And one of them is women's health issues.
Absolutely. Yes, health and wellness. And that includes mental health and wellness as well. Because, just like us getting ready to meet each other this morning.
It was a crap show. I think we were supposed to meet like at 9 or 9:30.
To keep from laughing out loud and just snickering. But it was just, when you get two people together that are really
type A and just all over the place. And I lost my wallet. So I spent about 15 minutes running around trying to find my wallet. And I was supposed to meet Cinderella. So I text her the same time a text came in and it was Cinderella going, well, I'm going to be a few minutes late. And I said, well, that's great too. I'm going to be late too because I can't find my wallet. And something was going on with her dog. So it was just one of those mornings.
Yes. And when so it started last night, really. Mm-hmm. She texted me something, then I didn't get the text. And then I heard the phone ring on my computer because I had my phone turned off. So I went to read the text. And by that time, something else happened. I was just like, okay, I just need to call her. And she said, did you get my text? No. And she said, well, never mind, because I've been sitting here talking to Aaron and blah, 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 blah. And I said, okay, because we were going to postpone it, needing to postpone it because Sandy substitutes. Sandy has a problem with saying no. Okay.
I do sometimes. Guilty. I substitute for our local high school sometimes with our special needs kids, and I absolutely love them. And there's a part of me sometimes I think, okay, well, I've grown so attached to them. It's hard for me to think a day goes by that I don't get to see them. So,
and they need her. Everybody needs her.
And I've been sick. And so they wanted me to come in today. And finally, Aaron looked at me and he's like, no, just go with Cinderella, go to breakfast, get your podcasting done. And he's trying to cut me back on so much that I've been doing. My daughter and I started a hunter's attic It goes online e-commerce, and it's actually in a shop, one of our local antique stores. And then I'm helping my son with his e-commerce. It's called Fly Rye. It's another furniture buying online. And then with my own business, my microblading and stuff, I'm a busy girl.
Very. And then throw podcasting in there.
Mm-hmm. And then my mom being sick, of course.
And her mom. And so it's just, and I could go through my own litany. Like this morning when I got up, I have a dog. He's a miniature standard poodle. He's the sweetest thing.
Oh, he's so cute.
Mm-hmm. His name is Jude, named after the book of the Bible, Jude. And he's just the sweetest thing. And he knew that he was going to get to go see Charlie today and get all cleaned and handsome and, all that good stuff. So he was excited about getting out the door, and my phone rang, and it was my daughter. And then it only rang twice and hung up. So I called her back because she doesn't call me unless she needs something. So I called her back and I said, "Hey, what's up? Was that an accident?" And she said, "No, it wasn't an accident." She said, "The little one is running a temperature, and I just know if I take him to, childcare, they're going to call me and say, come get him." So I was just wondering. And I said, "Okay, well, I have to take Jude first, and then I'll come back and I'll do that." And I was thinking, oh my gosh, Sandy and I promised we'd be in the studio because we're going to do a couple, maybe 3 quick podcasts. And I said, "Well, here's the deal." And she said, "No, I'm not going to keep you girls from podcasting. You just go ahead and do that." I said, "Are you okay?" But really and truly, as a mom, I feel guilty. I mean, she's 32 years old now, and Sandy's the same way about her children. And I know that there are many moms out there that are like us.
Sure.
We're moms. We never get to quit being moms, And
well, and I mean, kids are going to be sick. They just are.
yes,
and our girls are fortunate enough to have moms like this that can drop everything and run and rescue. But we realize there's a lot of moms out there that know this struggle, and just know we pray for you because it's hard, especially the single moms who don't have a dad or a family in the picture. And this time of year is just crazy. And there's so many things going on, and finding a good, trustworthy sitter is just hard. And the price of daycare, I mean, my gosh.
ridiculous.
Some women
it's really
work.
ridiculous.
Yeah, some women work just to pay daycare. So just know that we're praying for you. We know it's difficult. Just keep your head up. You got this, and God's got you.
So who are you going to call? Mom busters.
That's what I feel like. Like I feel so bad.
And then you're going to pray to God really hard that I
Yes.
can somehow squeeze or change or do this. But that all comes back to, and when Sandy gave me an extra 15 minutes, she said, "I'm going to be there at 10:15 instead of 10. I was like, ooh, I can do a couple of more things before I run out the door. I mean, it's hard to give people that have type A personalities.
Time's a factor.
Yeah, time is a factor, and time is something you never, ever get back. It's so precious.
You never get it back. So we were discussing that this weekend. We had our cousin now, and we were talking about how I looked at my mom when she turned 38 and thought, man, she's old. Here I said at 54, I am not old, people. I'm trying to convince
I'm not even going
myself.
to tell you how old I'll be in January, but older than Sandy.
Yeah. So I'm just like, you look back and you think, oh my gosh, where did the last 33? When I look at my son, I'm thinking, okay, he should still be small. He's a 34-year-old man. He'll be 34 in January. And I just can't hardly get my head around it. I'm just shocked. I'm like, holy cow. Yeah. And then my little grandson, he turns 9 this year. So yeah, time is precious, people. If I couldn't state it enough. And the way our world sits right now and the things that are happening around us with Israel and all the things that are going on,
With the election coming up.
Yes. There's a lot of indicators saying that end times, I know they've been preaching it for centuries, but I think we're more closer now than we ever have been. especially with all the countries rising up against Israel. So listen, don't mess around. Don't sweat the small stuff. If you want to do it, get it done. Do whatever it is. Time is a factor.
It is a factor. So I think time is one of the most important or most precious gifts that we were ever given. And it's just interesting how messed up we've gotten just the sense of time and the gift of time. For the last 50 years, things have changed a lot. We used to sit with our neighbors. We would sit with one another, sit down at the dinner table. Families stayed together.
They talked. They discussed things of the day. You know where and I'm going to be totally honest here. You know where most of my discussions come with my two that are at home? Texting. Absolutely. Because they both have jobs. My little Riley, she's not little anymore. She's 17 and go Lady Warriors. They won their tournament this weekend. Woo-hoo! They did great. But that's where it was. I mean, she was 4 hours away in Woodward, and majority of our conversation is usually over text. And then if you have teenagers, you know how it is. They love their bedrooms. If you want to talk to my children, you will find them in their bedrooms unless they wander out to feed themselves and get something to drink.
Or ask you to feed them.
Yes, or bathe themselves. That's really about the only time that we see them because they are homebodies and they love their rooms, which I told Aaron, I was like, that makes me feel good. They want to be here and be around us. But still, she's 17, Cinderella. She turns 18 in October. I just can't get my brain around that. She's the one that gave me the name Mimi. And it wasn't, she would be in her play pen, her little pack and play thing. And I'd walk by and she'd have her little arms up and she'd say, me, like pick me up. And then I would pick her up and she just started calling me Mimi before it became a fad. I didn't even know what a Mimi was. I thought it was her going, me, get me out of this freaking playpen.
Like prison.
So, and now to think that she's 17 and she'll be a senior next year, I'm just like, holy cow, that's my grandchild. I mean, I had a hard time with my own kids, but I'm super proud of my children. My son has went on and made a great life for himself. My daughter, the same. My son's engaged, getting ready to be married soon to a wonderful Martha is her name. And then my daughter is married to I have a wonderful son-in-law, Justin, and they've got a great family going. I'm just super proud of them. And in the same sense, I'm really nervous about the future for them because of our world.
And isn't Justin a police officer?
Yes.
Yes. So he serves our community. I am as well concerned about our future and just what's going on because it's more uncertain than I have seen it in my lifetime and Sandy has seen it in her lifetime. And I just like, my daughter calling me this morning. I mean, I'm super, super proud of her. She is really smart and she has taken a job with the school district for the time being. While the kids are, while her boys are in school, but it's not been easy. And she graduated from college this year. And I just have to say she had a 3.9 GPA, just saying, and made the president's and dean's list every semester while working full time for the big guys at Arden Corporation here in town. And then she also was pregnant with her last one while doing so. So it was crazy. I mean, it was just crazy, 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 but she got it done and got it done like that. I mean, I don't know how. And then Chris is a firefighter, Tulsa firefighter, served our country and drives me insane. And his wife too.
We love them.
But we love them dearly. But just going back to what I said in the very beginning about health and wellness and, mental health. And we went into the time factor and all of that stuff. As you can tell, women just push on themselves to get everything done. And that runs us down. And we have a tendency not to take time for ourselves.
Ooh, preach.
Yes, not to take time for ourselves. We take care of everyone around us, and we will drop things and reschedule things. I mean, this is not just us that does this.
Oh no. This is my
know.
friends. I see people all over the place. And
Single moms.
Yes.
Think about single moms.
Oh, I'm telling you, and single moms that don't have a good support system.
No.
You know, I've watched them and it's a struggle. But, you know, I would like to say that life shouldn't be a struggle, but I think it's in those struggle moments that God uses us the most. And life's not going to be easy. I mean, even the Bible, he tells us, you know, you're going to go through tribulations. He never said, I will keep those away from you being a Christian. He said, but when you go through trials, I'll walk right beside you. And I think sometimes people that aren't Christians have that misconception that, oh, we think we don't have to ever go through anything and we don't know what life is all about. Well, 9 times out of 10, if you're a Christian, you get attacked more by Satan.
Well, yes.
You know, because you become a threat.
Mm-hmm.
And
True.
so when that happens, it's tough being a Christian. It's tough in this world right now. But I just can't imagine walking through this world without Christ by my side. You know, I just can't. It's hard enough. I watch people struggle all the time. And I think to myself, wow, I don't know how you're doing that without the Lord in your life.
Right. I mean, and that's the other thing. I mean, just like with her finishing school and doing all that stuff, I believe that God helped her tremendously. Plus I was here, and plus her husband is an incredible support system. So, I mean, and she just, you know,
Well,
they rely on God a lot. They have a community that they are
Sure.
very, very tied to and tight with.
right. That's good too. That's important. Same with my daughter. I mean, she finished college with 2 kids and the same scenario almost. And that's almost how it is.
Plus she's
nowadays.
going back, isn't she?
Yeah. She's got accepted into OU's law program. So she's supposed to be starting that in January.
Starting a business. I think she got what her mother has.
Oh, no. You think I'm bad? Oh, yeah. She's Cinderella bad.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, she runs with both ends of that candle lit nonstop. And I will say, though, she's a lot like Lisa. She's very organized. And if anyone can do it, it can be her. She's the one person I've watched write a thesis paper with a baby on her hip and trying to cook dinner all at the same time. So it's just one of those that I'm very proud of her. Very proud of my kids.
Exactly. So that's why Sandy and I want to be committed to being our best selves.
Yes.
And someone told me a long time ago when I started my blog, I needed to be talking about health and wellness because that became a real focus for me back in 2006 when I got sick. And then someone else very close to me, you know, had an issue with their health. And so for 2.5 years, I did nothing but just search and I looked at naturopathic. I looked at Eastern medicine, which included Chinese, Ayurvedic, all of those good things. But really and truly, it's about scheduling time for ourselves. And women have just a bad time about doing that. And I'm just going to say, girls, here's some of the statistics. I mean, women outlive men.
Well, absolutely.
Okay. So we need to stay healthy so that our children will not have to take care of us as we begin to age.
Exactly.
And we want to keep our wits about us, right?
If that's possible.
If that's possible for a woman to do. But so that's going to be one of the focuses going into 2024 is that we'll be bringing you information
Yes.
on self-care.
And let me tell you guys, you may not know this about Cinderella, but I will tell you, I can call her. She is so knowledgeable in the medical field. All this research she's done all of these years. I mean, you could actually almost call her Dr. Cinderella because, I mean, the first
Don't call me Dr. Phil. It sounds like Dr. Phil.
First thing we did when we went to sit down to podcast this morning, I will tell you, she went straight to her kitchen, whipped out the teapot, threw in a tea bag, started pulling all this stuff out, and she said, drink. So I'm drinking some fabulous tea. I'm thinking it's elderberry is what I think it is, but yes, she is a very, very knowledgeable. So if you have any questions about Chinese medicine or any of the things that she just discussed, email her. We want your subscriptions. We want your likes to our webpage. We need those. We're trying to drive those numbers up. We've got a great following, but we need more. We want to make a difference in other people's life too. So tell your friends about us, tell your family, and throw our Cinderella Chats out there.
Yes, that would be great because I know just because I had the opportunity way back then to be able to, seek these things out and really try them for myself. And I know what doesn't work and what works. And I had to get real with myself and take a look at myself and say, oh my gosh, am I doing too much? Because I have a tendency to do that. So that's what we want to focus on is self-care, well-being, hormone balance.
Oh, yes.
And just, keeping track of our time and somehow getting it more together, right?
Yes.
So we do want to hear from you. You can contact us anytime, reach out to us, and we're here. All you have to do is go to the website at cinderellachats.com. And then just send us, a hello or, I'd like to talk to you about this. And you can tell us that you don't like something that we're doing either. And,
we're good with constructive criticism. Oh, absolutely.
Yes. Constructive criticism is a good thing.
Absolutely.
That helps us grow. Mm-hmm. But we have a great following to start with. But we would like to get even more and share this because we wanted to get some episodes under our belt so that we knew kind of, sort of what we were doing because I'm a bit of a perfectionist.
She is.
So is Sandy. So I just wanted to make sure before we went full force into 2024 that we had a little bit of experience. So if you like us, if you've listened to us, follow us and hit that like button, like they say on YouTube, and subscribe and go and tell your friends and share. Right. And hopefully we can find more time next year to be more engaged from a social media standpoint.
Absolutely.
So that being said, I don't want to run over time today because we're going to try to keep it tight. And just know that we are setting back and arranging our schedules and our calendar and we'll have interviews too with other people, by the way, to fit into what's important to women out there.
Yes.
So until next Tuesday, it's life, love, and relationships.
See you then.
If you enjoyed the show today, share it with your friends so they can listen in to our conversations about life, love, and relationships. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Cinderella Chats, the podcast. Don't forget to subscribe. We look forward to our Tuesdays together and know you will too.